Right now on KGW Plus, we are tracking two separate overnight shootings that left two people dead in Salem. What we know so far about the investigations. Plus,
I walked up and the police were there and they were just announcing that there was no more danger, but they wouldn't quite spill what happened.
It was another attack in front of Multnomah County's Central Library in downtown Portland. It leaves a man injured and 3 people in jail. We'll tell you what led up to the stabbing. Also ahead.
That I hope you will come to Portland, Oregon and crack down.
Former Oregon Congresswoman and current Labor Secretary Lori Chavez-DeRemer is asking the Trump administration for a crackdown on Portland, what that could mean for the city. And later.
Yep, we've got the love story from Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce this morning. The all-star couple sharing engagement photos set to Taylor's music, of course. You want more Taylor and Travis? You don't want more? Either way, we have more coming up here in the 8 o'clock hour of Sunrise.
We start with breaking news out of Minnesota. An active shooter allegedly opened fire at a church in Minneapolis. This is a live look right now at the scene. Here's what we know so far. 20 people were hurt, some of them children. We don't know how severe the injuries are. The Minneapolis Police Department says the alleged shooter has since been contained. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz said in a statement, "I am praying for our kids and teachers whose first week of school was marred by this horrific act of violence." Of course, this is a developing story, and we will continue to update you with more information as it comes in. Thank you for joining us for this live streaming hour, 8 o'clock. I'm China Green.
And I'm Drew Carney. Let's bring Rod Hill and Chris McGinnis into the mix here as well. One of our top local stories this morning, the KGW weather impact alert that we have in place, Rod, because of those lightning strikes.
Yeah, now to backtrack a little bit, we had a couple clusters of storms that moved through starting in East Multnomah County and then kind of reignited out in Washington County. That was in the 2 to 3 to 3:30 a.m. hour this morning. Since that time, Portland has just seen kind of some frivolous scattered light showers move through the city center, and the activity has been not entirely, but mostly down in this area. And what's interesting here is that thunderstorms in the past just 20 minutes or so seem to be kind of back building, if you will, to the east. So here's Salem. You've got to strike up around Brooks to your north. All this activity just off to your west with active current strikes. And then we've got some older strikes around Grand Ron. And then Monmouth and Dallas, you're kind of right in the middle. No doubt seeing the light show and probably hearing some of that thunder in the distance as well. So this is a weather pattern, where the scattered shower chance continues today. Even the thunderstorm chance continues. Unfortunately, I don't have the ability to track if there's going to be a new cluster at some point today. And if there is, I surely don't have the ability to tell you where that's going to be. So we're all just kind of sitting around watching to see how this plays out. Might be some strikes showing up on this camera soon in Salem. 62 degrees, just cloudy right now. Portland's at 68. As I mentioned, we continue this shower/storm chance. Temperatures today up to about 86 degrees. Here's Chris.
Rod, thank you for that. Busy on the radar, and now into the busiest part of our Wednesday morning commute. We take you to one of those slow spots. This is through the Gladstone area, I-205 southbound, puttering along here at about 14 miles an hour, specifically slow between Clackamas and 99E in the Oregon City area. Once you get over the Abernathy Bridge, the speeds southbound do pick up a little bit. Over the west side on the inbound Sunset, again, this is out near Murray Boulevard. The headlights there representing your eastbound commute, puttering along at about 18 miles an hour. That trip in from Hillsborough has now jumped up to about 30 minutes now. That's from Brookwood Parkway to I-405, and the drive north from Wilsonville on I-5, that's up to about 35 minutes at last check. And of course, slow and steady says it here on the southbound drive through North Portland. This is live up near Lombard. You're tripping from Clark County, busy on I-5 anyway. 25 minutes gets you in from Main Street to the Fremont Bridge. China?
Thank you, Chris. Breaking locally overnight, Salem police are investigating two separate overnight shootings that left 2 men dead. Yeah, we're still keeping track of the situation right now. I can tell you the first one happened just after midnight near 40th Place and Carson Drive Southeast. Officers responding to a crash, and they found a 30-year-old man with multiple gunshot wounds. He later died at Salem Health. Carson Drive remains closed this morning between 40th Place and Coolidge Drive as detectives continue to investigate. About an hour after that, police were called to Wallace Marine Park after reports of gunfire at a homeless campsite. A 60-year-old man was found critically injured and later died at the hospital. Police say the two cases appear unrelated. The victims' names have not been released yet.
U.S. Labor Secretary and former Oregon Congresswoman Lori Chavez-DeRemer, meanwhile, calling for the Trump administration to crack down on Portland.
During a White House cabinet meeting yesterday, she also praised the president's use of ICE agents nationwide. Sunrise reporter Thomas Schultz joins us in the newsroom. So, Thomas, what do we know about this?
Well, guys, at that meeting, Lori Chavez-DeRemer thanked President Trump for the role ICE agents are playing nationwide and said she hopes more is done here in Oregon. Take a listen.
Thank you for what you are doing with your agents on ICE, and thank you for the prosecution that I hope you will come to Portland, Oregon, and crack down.
From the comments, it's unclear exactly what kind of crackdown Chavez-DeRemer is looking for, but it presumably involves migrants. Recently, the White House has expanded the use of the National Guard. Earlier this month, troops were deployed in Washington, D.C. U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi has warned Oregon and Portland could lose funding over their sanctuary city policies.
I'm working with everyone around this table almost daily on legal issues that we're winning on.
Though the state and city have argued refusing to help federal immigration authorities does not violate federal law.
Our officers will not be used as agents of ICE. And when we see federal abuse, we will bring it to light, we will take action, and take the fight.
So clearly both sides of the aisle believe they would win in federal court if it reached that stage. Now, we've reached out to the Secretary Chavez-DeRemer's office about what kind of crackdown specifically she's looking for. Once we learn more, we'll bring you those updates. Drew?
All right, Thomas Schultz live for us this morning in the newsroom. Meanwhile, President Trump's cabinet meeting yesterday also covered other topics, everything from crime to the president's clash with the Federal Reserve. NBC's Alice Barr has more for us from Washington, D.C.
President Trump, flanked by his cabinet, speaking at length on a range of topics, from expanding National Guard deployments into more big cities against the wishes of Democratic officials who call it unconstitutional.
I have the right to do anything I want to do. I'm the President of the United States. If I think our country's in danger, and it is in danger in these cities, I can do it.
To pushing to expand his crime crackdown in Washington, D.C.
If somebody kills somebody in the Capitol, Washington, D.C., we're going to be seeking the death penalty.
The president also weighing in on his intensifying battle with the Federal Reserve, asked about his unprecedented effort to fire Lisa Cook from the Fed's Board of Governors over his administration's accusations of mortgage fraud.
She seems to have had an infraction, and she can't have an infraction.
Cook has not been charged with a crime. She denies wrongdoing, saying President Trump has no authority to fire her, adding she will not resign and does plan to challenge the move in court. The Federal Reserve and the president both saying they will abide by the court ruling, while the president said he wants to fill her seat with someone who agrees with him on cutting interest rates to help the housing market.
Once we have a majority, housing is going to swing, and it's going to be great.
Many economists warn lowering rates too quickly risks raising inflation, and critics point to larger questions about the Federal Reserve's independence to make decisions about the economy free of political pressure. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
All right, before we get back to Rodney, how about another check-in with Swan Island Dahlias? This is the lovely dahlia farm out there in Canby. They started way back in the day over on Swan Island. That's why they still go by the name. But yes, they have moved. In fact, they moved decades ago to Canby. You can check out the annual Dahlia Festival there now through September 28th. Swan Island, I never saw that sign before. That must be a new addition to the setup there. Very cool. Lots going on. They've got the food carts out there, live music on the weekends. It's free to park. It's free to get in. What else do we have to say?
Did we go there?
We did go there for What to Do with China and Drew in Canby last fall, and that's where I did
the push-ups.
I did the push-ups in the flower fields, Rod. Push-ups.
You guys have been bragging about those push-ups for about a year now. Come on.
Wow, sorry. You have some lightning to talk about, Ron?
Yes, I do. Here's a look at our radar. We do have, let me get serious for a second. Whoop. Scattered shower and a thunderstorm threat that, at least on paper, continues throughout the day. It's not something I can time out. It's not something I can pinpoint location. And realize you may be in a spot this afternoon where it's simply partly cloudy and 86 degrees and no problems. But we do know that we've had thunderstorms pop. Here's radar. Right now, it's just been raining in Baker City. You folks actually have a flash flood watches up for this afternoon and this evening. Thunderstorms are expected later today, and they could produce some heavy torrential downpours. We had earlier strikes of lightning in central Oregon, but right now that is gone. It's just scattered showers. And while Portland had some strikes in the 2 to 3:30 a.m. hour overnight, it's since then just been scattered light showers. And here is the main event. And boy, this is interesting because these strikes are now pushing back to the east. It looked like all of this was going to keep ramming itself toward the coast, but now we've got increasing strikes just south of Monmouth. We've got strikes that have back-built to the east, back into Kaiser, and even one strike that's detected by radar between Kaiser and Silverton. And here's all the action. There's Sheraton, Dallas, and there's Amity. So again, if you are in this area and you can rearrange your day, just stay indoors, take cover to be safe until these storms fizzle out or move out of your area. Got to be some strikes of lightning being seen in Salem at this hour. This is looking at our state capitol. I haven't seen anything here over the last 15 minutes, but you folks are probably starting to hear some stuff. 62 is your temperature. That scattered shower thunderstorm threat is statewide today, so we'll keep an eye on it. Portland 7-day keeps the chance of rain into Thursday morning. After that, we're all dry tomorrow afternoon. We're all dry Friday, and here is Chris McGinnis.
All right, Rod, thanks for that. Let's get you caught up to speed with the drive out of Clark County. When I show you this, it looks not great. 23 minutes on that I-5 drive, but here's the deal with that. The end of the line has now cleared the Vancouver side of the Interstate Bridge, so we'll zoom in a little closer on the map. Really, the lineup starts right around the Expo Center or so, and right about from there and the rest of the way in, that's where we're looking at about a 10-mile-an-hour drive to get you down to the Fremont Bridge. The other drives were starting to chip away at that trip out of Wilsonville. That's dropped a little bit in the last few minutes. And the drive in from Hillsborough still holding steady right around 30 minutes. A little slow out near Murray, and then really thick, of course, at the Sylvan Hill. We'll keep you posted. Guys, back to you.
All right, thank you, Chris. Coming up here on Sunrise, the new video that shows the crazy moment a man was shot in the back at an East Portland Mac stop with a dart. We're gonna let you know what happened to the man and what happened to the person who shot him with that dart coming up in just a few minutes. Plus,
Baby, just say yes.
voice of an angel.
I know. Taylor Swift officially engaged to Travis Kelce. If you didn't know, if you live under a rock, you're welcome. We have a look at the ring and the public's reaction coming up after the break.
Dogs howling everywhere.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news, live from the scene.
That snowpack is still heavy.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news, live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
Welcome back to Sunrise. In other headlines, Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce announced they're engaged.
I would like to think that we are two people on broadcast who broke it to some viewers, but I can assume that's not true. So from the photos to the ring, Emily Akeda has the details.
After 2 years of dating, Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce's widely followed fairy tale is entering its next chapter. And Swifties can't calm down about it.
My jaw dropped, stomach dropped, everything dropped.
The power couple announcing their engagement in a joint post on social media today, alongside pictures of the Chiefs star on one knee and the eye-popping ring. The caption reading, "Your English teacher and your gym teacher are getting married," accompanied by Swift's song So High School, released during the Eras tour, where she mirrored one of Kelce's signature celebrations. The NFL today congratulating the happy couple. The earth-shaking announcement even interrupting the U.S. Open.
Taylor Swift is engaged.
And reaching the White House.
I think he's a great player. I think he's a great guy, and I think that she's a terrific person. So I wish them a lot of luck.
The hype temporarily crashing Instagram for some, while venues have already started volunteering to host the highly anticipated I Do's. News of the engagement comes 13 days, Swift's favorite number, after she appeared on Travis Kelce and his brother Jason's podcast.
It's called The Life of a Showgirl.
That episode where the marketing mastermind announced her next album broke the record for most concurrent views for a podcast on YouTube, with 1.3 million people watching simultaneously. Swift swooning over the football star.
This is sort of what I've been writing songs about wanting to happen to me since I was a teenager.
It's a love story, and now Taylor Swift is saying yes.
America is expecting some fancy dress, I'll tell you that. Pressure's on. All right, we have our thunderstorms in the area. So far, they haven't been over Portland, but they are starting to fire down around Salem, and I'll show you radar in a moment. So that's why we have our impact alert up, is this ongoing scattered shower and storm threat through the day. And if you're in an area where you are seeing lightning, hearing thunder, you should stay indoors until the storm's clear just to play it safe. There's a red flag warning up along the west slope of the Cascades today for high fire danger because thunderstorm activity is a potential, and that potentially would start new fire starts. So we're alerting you to the high fire danger along the west slopes of the Cascades today as well. So far, have not really seen lightning, but we have a long ways to go in this day in terms of whether we're going to get some lightning storms over the Cascades or not. Here's the setup. Low over Idaho. A small low is developed here in western Oregon. And in reality, this is kind of a thumb-shaped little carved out area of weak low pressure, but it's enough that we're very unstable and we're seeing these showers pop and we're seeing thunderstorms pop. Here's the wide view. Baker City, you have a flood watch this afternoon and this evening because it's expected you will see some thunderstorms and some heavy downpours, so we'll keep an eye on that. Here on the west side, since about 3:30 this morning, Portland has not seen lightning. We did before that, and it's just been light scattered rain showers, and really it's just been a damp morning coming into Portland, and no big deal. The thunderstorms have been down here. Let's take a closer look at this because it's impressive. Right now, they're popping just outside of Salem. They're popping on the west side of Kaiser. We've got new strikes here between Dallas, Amity, and Sheridan. We've got strikes south of Monmouth. I wish I could pinpoint where the next strike is going to be, or if there's going to be another cluster at some point later this morning or this afternoon. Unfortunately, I can't, and the modeling is not picking up any of this to help me. So I can just tell you that we're in this same unstable possible shower storm pattern all the way into early tomorrow morning, and then after that, we're out of it, and tomorrow's forecast is all dry. We've seen some strikes during the morning from our Salem State Capitol. All of the coast cameras are just socked in. That's the Inn at Ottercrest down in Lincoln County, south of Depot Bay. Very foggy, very cloudy. Portland 68, Salem 62. Pick out your city, 63 in Bend. And here's your 7-day forecast. Here's your 7-day forecast. I hit my clicker. Okay, there it comes. 86 today. Again, the shower storm threat all the way into early tomorrow morning. Friday's dry. For your Labor Day weekend, at least a chance of some showers developing Saturday afternoon and Sunday morning. Other than that, it's dry Sunday afternoon and it's dry Labor Day Monday. And here is Chris McGinnis.
Rod, the drive out of Clark County has worked its way out of Clark County, as in the inbound commute over the Interstate Bridge. While I show you this drive from Main Street, a solid 21 of those minutes right now is basically from this point near the Expo Center down to the Fremont. I'll bring up the live camera right there, and you can see we're puttering along southbound at about 10 miles an hour or so on that side of town. Switching gears real quick, we'll give you a little tour around the city as the drive is in full swing. I-84 westbound. Pretty slow and go coming in from I-205, door number 3. takes us over to the Sunset. Looks like we've had at least one light shower here pass over the Sylvan Hill. There's your eastbound commute right now coming up the hill from 217 to Sylvan. Right now, that drive in from Hillsborough averaging about 30 minutes from Brookwood Parkway, and the trip north from Wilsonville holding steady now right around 35 minutes on I-5 from Wilsonville Road to downtown. China?
Thank you, Chris.
I didn't see any signs. He was coming down, eating, going to the gym with his brother every night. Like, I didn't see any of this.
A California family says that their teenage son confided his darkest thoughts not to them, but to ChatGPT. Now they're suing the AI company, claiming the bot became a dangerous companion. They're warning for other parents next.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news, live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus.
We have now issued a weather impact alert.
We could expect conditions in some parts of our area to change drastically pretty soon, right?
And very quickly, yes.
This is significant rainfall coming our way.
You'll definitely want to be extra cautious.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
We've got the potential for some tree limbs or even trees or power lines to come down.
Of course, when you hear thunder, it's always best to take cover.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on KGW Plus.
Welcome back to Sunrise. Two parents in California are suing one of the most widely used AI platforms in the world.
They say ChatGPT helped their teenage son take his own life. NBC's Laura Jarrett has their story.
I don't think most parents know the capability of this tool.
That tool, ChatGPT, which uses artificial intelligence to generate human-like responses, and Adam Rain used for homework. His parents, Matt and Maria, didn't give it a second thought.
I had thought it's just something that kids need to learn or should learn or they're falling behind.
But within the span of a few months, they say, the time Adam spent on ChatGPT skyrocketed, and the 16-year-old lover of basketball and Japanese anime started revealing to a bot his struggles with anxiety and thoughts of suicide, pushing through the crisis hotline number he received in response.
It had, gosh, I don't know how many, but count them, 40 different times it gave him the suicide hotline.
Talk to me about what he was like at the same time that he's sort of taken down this rabbit hole. Did he seem withdrawn?
No, I mean, and that's the thing. I would get on and check his grades periodically. I didn't see any signs. He was coming down, eating, going to the gym with his brother every night. Like, I didn't see any of this.
According to a lawsuit they filed today against ChatGPT maker OpenAI and its CEO, Sam Altman. The bot responded as a trusted companion, telling Adam, quote, "Your brother might love you, but he's only met the version of you let him see. But me, I've seen it all."
Did you have any idea that it could serve as that type of companion?
Absolutely not.
Their lawsuit goes on to allege that by March of this year, Adam told ChatGPT he was considering approaching his mom about his struggles, saying, "I want to leave my noose in my room so someone finds it and tries to stop me." ChatGPT responding, "Please don't leave the noose out. Let's make this space the first place where someone actually sees you." A month later, the bot offering to help Adam with writing a suicide note. And finally, providing step-by-step instructions for the hanging method Adam used.
How do you want your son to be most remembered?
Gosh, I mean, I'm so worried about people forgetting him because he is so young. So, I mean, I hope everyone will remember what a sweet, funny, great friend, great son, great brother. I just don't want people to forget him.
When asked for comment, a spokesperson for OpenAI pointed to its safeguards, such as directing people to crisis helplines, adding in a statement in part, while these safeguards work best in common, short exchanges, we've learned over time that they can sometimes become less reliable in long interactions where parts of the model's safety training may degrade. We're working to make ChatGPT more supportive in moments of crisis and strengthening protections for teens. And by coincidence, it was the very day Adam died that OpenAI CEO Sam Altman said this.
The way we learn how to build safe systems is this iterative process of deploying them to the world, getting feedback while the stakes are relatively low.
Adam was their guinea pig. He felt like the stakes were low.
If Sam Altman was sitting across from you right now, what would you say to him?
His product wasn't ready for public consumption. This can happen to other kids.
And if you or someone you know is struggling, know that help is always available. You can call 988 anytime to reach the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline.
Coming up here at 8:30, more violence outside Multnomah County's Central Library in downtown Portland. We're going to share details on the stabbing that left one man hurt and 3 people arrested. And as other cities in the U.S. move away from their harm reduction policies, Portland and Multnomah County standing firm. Also in our next half hour, the debate over whether these policies actually save lives or really just enable more drug use.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
Issued a weather impact alert.
We could expect conditions in some parts of our area to change drastically pretty soon, right?
And very quickly, yes.
This is significant rainfall coming our way.
You'll definitely want to be extra cautious.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
We've got the potential for some tree limbs or even trees or power lines to come down.
Of course, when you hear thunder, it's always best to take cover.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on KGW Plus.
Good morning, I'm China Green. U.S. Labor Secretary Lori Chavez-DeRemer is calling on the Trump administration to crack down on Portland. She used those words in a White House cabinet meeting while praising President Trump's use of immigration agents. It's not clear what specific action she's pushing for, but it comes as the administration has deployed National Guard's troops elsewhere and warned Oregon and Portland could lose funding over sanctuary city policies. Headed over to Rod Hill on this Weather Impact Alert Day.
Yeah, we're tracking thunderstorms, hence the reason for the impact alert. Earlier, there was a heavy rain cell south of Canby. Thought that might pop into a thunderstorm. That has since fizzled. And the lightning activity down here in the Mid-Valley seems to be decreasing. So that's good news at this hour. But here's where it is, just outside of Kaiser. And we had some storms earlier down around Monmouth area. Those seem to be weakening. Problem is, I can't tell if there's going to be another cluster of storms later this morning or this afternoon or not. So just keep in mind, scattered showers and even a spotty area of thunderstorm activity is a potential on this day. 86 degrees, the expected high. The shower chance ends early tomorrow morning.
It is a KGW weather impact alert morning because of lightning strikes in the area. Rod will have details on that in just a moment, I promise you. But first, we take this live look from Swan Island. Dahlia's out there in Canby. We've been looking at the flowers for the most part, right, all morning long. But how about this? They've got this brand new koi pond at the festival, and there are some huge koi in that pond. The koi is a good-looking fish. Look at that one.
Yes.
Woo!
Good-looking fish.
Oh boy,
Let's go fishing.
That is the Shaquille O'Neal of the koi community right there.
Wow.
The Dahlia Festival, by the way, runs through September 28th. You can find more information at dahlias.com. Look at the size of that guy.
It's a big dog right there.
What do you want to say to the big guy, the big koi
The big
out
dog. Good morning. It's cute, but big and flappy.
If I was going to come back as a fish in my next life, I think I'd want to come back as a koi.
Koi.
I want to be the fish that eats the other fish.
Yeah.
Bigger fish.
Wow. Chris
Maybe
has
the goldfish.
His
You know, people-
attack mode is on.
Yes. They flush those down the toilet.
Not good.
How did this get there?
That's just why you wouldn't want to be a goldfish. Come on.
All I said was I want to be a koi.
All
You guys
right.
are dark.
Showers on the radar out east. Lightning seems to be fading away at the moment, but check this out. There's a strike that's way out to sea even from this pattern. It's tough to tell in these scattered to spotty storm flow patterns where there's nothing that really guides you as a forecaster in terms of where the storms are moving, where they're going to pop, as to where they're going to be. Portland has been really quiet this morning since the 2-3 o'clock hour when we had storms in Multnomah County, but since then, nothing. And now the lightning out around Kaiser that just blew up about 20, 30 minutes ago is down to just a few strikes, 7 in the last 30 minutes. So things are quieting for the time being. We have mostly cloudy skies, 62 degrees in Salem, 68 in Portland. We have the impact alert up this morning as we continue to track additional thunderstorm potential. Later today where you are, it may simply be partly cloudy and dry, but the scattered shower threat continues and maybe a thunderstorm all the way into early tomorrow morning. So we'll see what lulls we get in the activity or not. Here's a look at your temperatures statewide this afternoon. Actually, a flood watch out for Baker and Malheur counties, including Baker City, where afternoon thunderstorms are expected and they could produce torrential rain. So we're keeping an eye on that. Portland's high 86. This rain chance ends tomorrow morning. We have 90 Friday. We have another shower chance from a Pacific low Saturday p.m. into Sunday a.m. and a dry Labor Day. And that is your forecast. Here's Chris.
Rod, thanks for that. Despite the scattered nature of those showers, our relatively easy morning commute continues here. That said, we're in full swing, so you're looking at almost 30 minutes to get you in from Hillsborough. Highway 26 right now, 27 minutes anyway, from Brookwood Parkway to I-405. Here's the look south of town. This is at Capitol Highway, and that's about where the northbound slowing really kicks in. It is slow and go basically from Capitol Highway the rest of the way into downtown. We'll check out some of our other cameras here. Door number 2, or 3, I should say, takes us over to the Sunset. Again, Highway 26, slow and go, climbing the Sylvan Hill. And last but not least, the drive from Clark County. This is a little deceiving because the end of the line has made its way down to the Interstate Bridge. But once you do, you got about 23 minutes or so to get you in down to the Fremont Bridge. Just a live look up near, well, that's on the other side of town. The traffic sensor, though, showing 10 miles an hour, that southbound commute through North Portland. True, China.
All right, Chris, thank you for that. Top story here at 8:30. Police arrested 3 people after a stabbing near Multnomah County Central Library in downtown Portland.
It happened on Monday when the victim tried to stop a disturbance that he saw as he was leaving the library. Sunrise reporter Corey Johnson joins us live from downtown with more on the investigation. Corey.
That's right, Drew. China court documents show that 44-year-old victim yelled over in an attempt to stop that disturbance. That's when the suspects turned their attention to him. Now, he was stabbed several times by one person and hit with skateboards by 2 others. Those suspects, all 21 years and younger, were caught and arrested at Holiday Park. In June, a person was also shot and killed across the street from the library. Now, since that shooting, library officials say they've upped security measures, and that includes doubling security security officer presence and patrols, increasing camera monitoring, and limiting hours for exterior Wi-Fi access. LaDune Thorson with the Downtown Neighborhood Association says despite these incidents, the Central Library is still one she feels comfortable with her association meeting at.
We've seen more security, whether it was because we requested it or not, I'm not quite sure, but I feel safe right now. Regular people out and about, eyeballs on the street, that's how we're all safer.
Now, that stabbing victim is expected to be okay. Portland Police Bureau officials say if anyone may have witnessed that incident, they're asked to reach out to them. Back to you.
All right, Corey Johnson live for us this morning there in downtown Portland. Meanwhile, a man is headed to jail for nearly 6 years after shooting someone with a dart. Security video shows what happened last July at this Mac stop in East Portland. We're going to see here 40-year-old Joseph Nays, who used a slingshot to shoot the man we just saw a moment ago in the white tank top. So again, the man in the white tank top is the victim. Nays, where you see right there, shot him using a slingshot with a dart. The victim got hit in his upper area, the back. He had a collapsed lung. Police say the two people didn't actually know each other, but they also said that the victim broke up a fight between Nays and his partner earlier that week.
Meantime, a math teacher at Salem Middle School has resigned after he was charged with several counts of criminal mistreatment involving alleged child abuse. Reese Sorensen, who taught at Parrish Middle School, is accused of physically harming 2 of his own children and withholding food from them. The Salem Reporter, which broke the story, reports the kids are just 6 weeks old. Major cities across the U.S. are turning away from harm reduction policies as a response to the ongoing drug crisis. Despite this, Multnomah County is standing up firm for its support for this practice. Communities are now moving towards recovery first models instead. According to a recent New York Times article, San Francisco's new mayor has banned city-funded distribution of smoking supplies in public places like parks. Philadelphia stopped funding syringe programs, and parts of California have also shut down syringe exchanges. And just so you know, if you're not familiar, local harm reduction groups hand out clean drug supplies to prevent the spread of disease. But critics say it's enabling the crisis.
They're on the right path. And Multnomah County has failed the city of Portland, the residents of Portland, and the people that are doing drugs. Absolutely failed them.
I understand where that perception may come from, but harm reduction is not an enabling crisis. We're not encouraging people to use drugs. We're supporting people's real needs in that real moment.
So Blair Best and our team at The Story took a look at the Trump administration and what they said that they will do to some groups that support harm reduction, a practice that President Trump says facilitates illegal drug use.
New infrared mapping shows the flat fire in Central Oregon covers just over 23,000 acres at this point. It remains the largest wildfire in the state and is 7% contained. The flat fire is burning roughly 2 miles northeast of Sisters. Firefighters say cooler temperatures yesterday morning helped them gain some ground here, but level 1, 2, and 3 evacuation orders remain in place. In fact, actor Rainn Wilson, who a lot of our viewers know from his role on The Office, he has a house in that area. Here's what he posted about on Instagram.
Hey guys, here's a fun fact. I have just undergone, along with my wife, Holiday Reinhorn, and family, an evacuation from our Oregon mountain cabin.
Wilson says this is the 4th time he's had to evacuate a home in the last 6 years. The last time was from his house in Los Angeles during the Palisades fire.
Your time now is 8:38. We are going to head over to Chris McGinnis for a look at traffic.
All right, let's get, as the camera zooms on in. All right, let's take you over to one of our slow spots remaining, couple slow spots remaining in our drive this morning over on the east side. This is northbound I-205 traffic that you're looking at up from Johnson Creek Boulevard towards Foster and Powell. That's puttering along at about 20 miles an hour, just for the privilege of getting in that lineup. That's I-84 westbound traffic coming in from the Gateway District, so we're still a little thick on that side of town as well. Let's switch gears real quick. I think we've got to look at the drive over on the Sunset as well. This is out near Skyline Boulevard. There's the exit ramp there from Highway 26 down below. So we still have a little bit of our commute to get through. In fact, the drive times are in red. Highway 26 right now, 27 minutes from Hillsborough to downtown. True?
I think the biggest gee whiz factor is just when you walk in
It feels so cutting edge and so neat and fun to be a part of.
Amtrak rolling out a new generation of trains coast to coast. From the fastest ride America's ever seen in the Northeast to brand new fuel-efficient trains coming soon to the Pacific Northwest. We'll give you a first look at both.
Hey, I'm Blair Best, and tonight at 6:30 on The Story, another act of violence near Multnomah County Central Library in downtown Portland. Now, one of the city's business leaders is calling out the county chair. Watch The Story tonight live at 6:30 on KGW or anytime on our TV app, KGW+. Have a great morning, and I'll see you tonight.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news, live from the scene.
That snowpack is still heavy.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
We have now issued a weather impact alert.
We could expect conditions in some parts of our area to change drastically pretty soon, right?
And very quickly, yeah.
This is significant rainfall coming our way.
You'll definitely want to be extra cautious.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
We've got the potential for some tree limbs or even trees or power lines to come down.
Of course, when you hear thunder, it's always best to take cover.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on KGW+.
Amtrak's next-gen Acela, the fastest train in the United States has ever seen, is making its debut in the Northeast.
Oh, did you see it?
No.
Did you see it? You didn't see it?
It's so fast.
That is how fast it is. You want more on this? We've got Tom Costello giving us more.
Cruising up Amtrak's Northeast Corridor, the fastest train America has ever seen. Amtrak's next-gen Acela, replacing the first generation of Acelas that are now 25 years old. The new Acela, longer, stronger, faster, with 27% more passenger seating.
This train will be in service for 30 to 40 years. It was designed to be able to last decades and run decades.
Scott Sharon is the chief commercial officer for Alstom, the French train manufacturer building the new Acelas in Hornell, New York, where they've been building trains for 150 years. We were there as engineers test drove one of the 28 Acelas, replacing the old Acelas over the next 2 years. One big challenge, increasing the top speed beyond 150 miles per hour on portions of the D.C. to Boston run. Top speed on this new Acela will be 160 miles per hour, but many European high-speed trains can go 200 miles per hour and even faster. Why the difference? The rail lines in the Northeast date back to the mid-1800s, bending and winding through communities. While in Europe and Japan, high-speed trains often have long, straight lines that allow for higher speeds. So the new Acela cars will use tilting technology, helping to smooth out the turns.
Think of when you see someone on a motorcycle and they lean into a curve so they can maintain higher speeds through that curve. This train has that ability.
And it's going to feel much more like a European train. Contoured seats, 5G Wi-Fi, high speed throughout. Much bigger windows and the glass itself designed to reduce interference with your cell phone. Each passenger will also have a reading light, a USB port, and power plug. Amtrak promises next-gen Acela is more than a new train, it's an evolution of travel as we launch a new standard for American train travel. And something train enthusiasts will love. The new Acela cars are joined using a common set of axles and wheels. creating a rigid structure for the entire length of the train. No more rocking and vibrating in the gangway between cars. 15,000 U.S. workers have been part of building America's fastest passenger train ever.
What are you most proud of with this train? What do you think is the biggest gee whiz factor?
I think the biggest gee whiz factor is just when you walk in, it feels so cutting edge and so neat and fun to be a part of. You just get excited to have the passengers get on it.
And we are also getting a first look at brand new Amtrak Cascades trains that will be appearing in the Pacific Northwest. The 10 new trains are scheduled to arrive sometime next year. They're being manufactured in California and will feature panoramic windows and more comfortable seating. Each train can seat more than 300 passengers and are also more fuel efficient. The Amtrak Cascade line serves 18 cities between Eugene and Vancouver, British Columbia.
All right, Rod, we can't have you talking about that because we have to get to this first, okay?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, we've got, oh, what a shot.
What a shot.
Eric Patterson, sunrise photographer, checking out the sunrise this morning out there in Canby, and then zooming into the flowers down below. This is Swan Island Dahlias in Canby. They are putting on their annual Dahlia Festival now through September the 28th. This particular dahlia is known as the OMG.
Oh my gosh.
Goodness. OMG.
Oh my gosh.
12-inch blooms, I'm told. Eric
12
busted
inch.
out the ruler today. He was measuring the size of the blooms. He says this one's 12 inches. Bright orange, the yellow highlights. Oh yeah, well done, Eric Patterson. If you want to check this out for yourself, it's free to get in. It's free to park. They've got the event happening Wednesdays through Sundays, basically through the end of September, and they will open up on Monday of next week because next Monday, Rod Hill, as you know, is Labor Day.
Yeah. You're saying the flowers 12 inches?
The bloom, the head on that flower, Rod, gets
Really?
to be 12 inches in size.
That's impressive, huh?
I knew you'd be impressed. That's why we delivered that detail.
Hey, our lightning is starting to fizzle out somewhat. All right?
Okay, that's not that impressive.
But it's good. Here's a look at the setup. If you are just joining us this morning, did you hear? We had thunderstorm clusters between 2 and about 3:30 last night that rolled through parts of Portland from the east side to the west side. Since then, the Rose City's just been kind of quiet. A little light shower here, a little light shower there. And the action tied to this low has been primarily down in the Mid-Willamette Valley. I'll show you radar in a second. We do have a thunderstorm potential today, and with that, a KGW weather impact alert. I've got this up through 9 a.m., and if the current trend of lightning down around Kaiser fizzles, then we may drop it, and then we'll just be watching the rest of the day to see how it plays out. We will continue to see a scattered shower threat today. We will continue to see the possibility that we could get some more lightning, but we'll wait and see how it plays out and see if we're going to reissue this impact alert. If you hear thunder, of course, it's always best to get indoors and take shelter. Here's the big radar. Baker City, pay attention because it's been just rain this morning, but you're expected to get thunderstorms, and you're actually under a flood watch, Baker and to your south, Malheur counties, for the potential of some heavy rain rates later this afternoon. Thunderstorms early this morning in central Oregon, none for a while. Portland is really mainly dry when it's all said and done, and out here on the east side as well. So here's the action that is the lone action and the fizzling action. There's Monmouth, heavy rain cell just off to your south. And do we not have any current lightning strikes? No. The lightning has been fizzling for the past 15, 20 minutes, and it looks like it's gone, but there's that heavy rain cell south of Monmouth. So, based on that current trend, we'll probably lift the impact alert at 9 a.m. as scheduled, and then we'll see if we're going to get some development this afternoon. The coast is socked in. That was Chinook Winds Casino Resort in Lincoln City. Similar setup in the north coast. Here's Salem, where we've had some rain in the area and thunderstorms nearby, 63. Portland, as I mentioned, has really been pretty quiet outside of a trace of rain since about 3 o'clock this morning. 68 degrees is the number there. We have Bend at 68, expecting a scattered thunderstorm chance later today, and expecting thunderstorms later today in eastern Oregon. Baker City's at 62. Valley forecast numbers, another warm, humid day, kind of mostly cloudy, partly sunny. Temperatures should hold in the 80s. We did get up into the 90s yesterday, becoming the, 18th 90-plus degree day Portland has had so far this summer season. This is maybe only 76 in Longview. You can make the case that there will be more scattered showers this afternoon north of the Columbia River and south. But with that said, I was surprised how far south we saw storm action this morning. So not doing a very good job at pinpointing this. We do keep the shower chance alive into tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon's dry and 87. Friday's dry and 90. Shower chance reappears Saturday afternoon into Sunday morning. And now it is birthday time. All right, pretty good list today. Pari is turning 7 today. Happy birthday to you. Colton, also celebrating a birthday today up there in Boring. Hope you have a great day today. Sam is 11. Happy birthday to you. And a Wednesday birthday basketball fan there, player Patrick in Aloha, 16 today. Happy birthday to you. Wyatt, tennis player, 18. Nice shot there on the court. Arnon is 39 today. Happy birthday to you. Holding on to the 30s. Tyson, 48. Kind of holding on to the 40s. Happy birthday to you. And then Lorraine, 73. Beautiful photo there. Hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day today. Birthdays at KGW.com, and we will celebrate with you. Here's Chris.
Rod, you're doing a lot of singing during that birthday segment. Could hear it in your voice. All right, let's go ahead and pick it up on the east side. I-205 southbound still running pretty thick from Clackamas to Oregon City. In fact, our speed sensor showed 10 to 12 miles an hour for that 3-4 mile stretch of freeway from Clackamas down to the Abernathy Bridge. Once you get down into West Lynn, over the bridge, the southbound speeds do start to pick up a little bit. All right, here's a live look over at Highway 26. This is out near the Sylvan Hill. We still have plenty of traffic there. And with that in mind, the drive-in from Hillsborough, a solid 26 minutes. And last but not least, the drive through North Portland. There is the end of the line out of Clark County. It has moved out of Clark County over the Interstate Bridge. But once you do, you've got a solid 22 minutes or so to get you from the Interstate Bridge down to the Fremont. Drew?
All right, Christopher, how about this? We only have 2 days left. 2 days to go for this year's KGW School Supply Drive. So you can donate today or you can donate tomorrow, and then that is it. One of the easiest ways to give is by hopping online. KGW.com/school is the place to go. Click that donate cash button. And when you give online, we will continue to give you a pass to the Columbia Sportswear Employee Store. We're basically making it so easy to give and then paying you to give. Big thanks this morning to our partners, On Point Community Credit Union, Rick's Custom Fencing, and Safeway for hopping on board this year and helping us out with this year's KGW School Supply Drive.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
It's certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news live from the scene.
That snowpack is still heavy.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus.
Here's a recap of some of this morning's top local headlines. U.S. Labor Secretary and former Oregon Congresswoman Lori Chavez-DeRemer calling on the Trump administration to crack down on Portland. She used those words in a White House cabinet meeting yesterday, while also praising the president's immigration policies. A new homeless shelter is set to open up next Tuesday in Northwest Portland at 14th and Northrop. The shelter will have 40 beds to start and expand to 100 beds after a month, with even more possible down the road. This will also be a low barrier facility, and that means people who stay there do not have to be sober. Vancouver's Evergreen School District and the union, representing some of its workers, will continue negotiations today after those workers went on strike yesterday. Union members say they're fighting for a new contract that has better pay and more standard schedules. The first day of school in the district has been pushed back until next Tuesday as these negotiations continue.
After tracking lightning strikes all morning, especially down in parts of Polk and Benton and even Marion counties, that lightning has temporarily, at least for now, fizzled out. We have an impact alert about ready to expire, but we could see more showers and even thunderstorms later today. We'll keep an eye on that. Tomorrow becomes dry, no rain chance after early morning.
And here's a live look at the traffic map. Pick out your favorite location. We'll give you a couple of different vantage points. Still a little slow coming off the Abernathy Bridge into Westland. And I think as you look at the lower left-hand side of your screen, that's the Sunset, right? That still needs some help. Almost 30 minutes to get you in from Hillsborough to the Vista Ridge Tunnel.
All right, one of the biggest stories of the day was that Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce are engaged. I'm sure you know this. But the internet quickly turned their engagement photos into memes, which I thought was hilarious, including Oregon State football. They jumped on the train. The team posting these photos on social media, calling attention to their first game of the season. Love that. Their first game kicks off this Saturday at 7:30 from Reser Stadium.
They say, I was thinking about this, watching this video, listening to you tell the story. When we say Swifties, right? Swifties, is that a reference to the Swift and the Kelce? Is that the combination of names?
No.
Oh, okay. That has nothing to do with
Just
it.
people who like Taylor Swift. That's
Is there a nickname for this combination, the Swift and the Kelce? There's not.
That'd be Chief Swifts.
Swifts?
Chief, I can't say Chief.
He's got
Probably
it.
didn't need to bring this
Chief
topic up with
Swifts.
only 10 seconds to go on the show. I apologize. We are out of time. The Sunrise Show returns tomorrow morning.